More and more people are looking to find a simpler lifestyle, to go back to the basics without excess. One of the trends in this direction is frugality, a way of the life opposite to today's consumer society, which tends to instead live beyond its means. If living frugal tempts you, here are the main changes to make. But before that, frugality, what is it exactly? Is it cheap? No. To sum up the concept in one sentence, living frugal is living below your means. Instead of living a lifestyle that matches your income and disposable money, you live more modestly. In fact, it turns out that many millionaires, billionaires themselves, opt for a relatively modest lifestyle when they can easily afford high expenses. And it is that, in part, because of these precautions and wisdom in managing their finances, that they have been able to build such a substantial fortune. A frugal way of life on a daily basis. More concretely, here's how living frugal can translate into your daily life using 10 strategies. But before we do that, let us know what was your most frugal decision in your life in the comments below. Hit the like button, sub button, and bell button. Number 1. No waste. Frugality is about using things to the end. Instead of replacing a still working device with a newer model, you keep it until it stops working. Likewise, you finish your products well, shower gel, tomato sauce, bottle of milk, etc. before throwing their packaging in the trash. Finally, you fix what can be instead of buying a new copy. These days, it's not uncommon to see people switch smartphones before the previous one breaks. Avoid this. See this kind of purchase as a waste of money that will hamper your financial progress. 2. Repair to reuse. This tip is a complement to the previous tip. Why buy new when you can repair the old? Of course, that will depend on the performance you expect from the equipment in question, but recycling is still very effective in a way to avoid spending excessive amounts. For example, you can change the processor of your old laptop to a specialist to give it a makeover. In addition, you'll have great satisfaction thinking about the beautiful gestures you have made for the planet thanks to seeing these recycled objects. Number 3, free and productive entertainment. Starting with free entertainment, no need to spend a fortune to have a good time. Fans of frugality are happy to find free activities and hobbies that keep them entertained just as much. In line with the previous point, opt for productive leisure activities, which will allow you to create or improv something. Example, do-it-yourself, gardening, knitting, etc. The opposite of passive TV weekends. Number 4, pay attention to your little pleasures. Living frugally is not synonymous with deprivation. On the contrary, it's about not offering yourself the slightest thing as soon as you feel like it, but rather indulging yourself in exceptional pleasures, travel, equipment, outings, etc. It will bring you even more satisfaction. This is a sensitive topic, but one that deserves to be treated. It's hard not to give into these little pleasures, and for that, an emotional follow-up is to be put in place. Without depriving yourself, be careful what you spend your money on. Personally, I love good food, and I tend to go to good restaurants, but I was able to find that same pleasure while cooking at home. It cost me less, and on top of that, I can control my diet. So learn not to abuse your costly pleasures. 5. Anticipate unexpected expenses. Being frugal requires a certain financial intelligence, and know how to anticipate your expenses is part of it. To anticipate unexpected expenses, you could turn to a very effective solution: precautionary savings. I strongly urge you to have precautionary savings in your asset, and that wherever you want to be frugal or not. For this, you can use banking tools like the savings account, which will allow you to store your precautionary savings, and the direct deposit, which will be used for automating your savings. To schedule a transfer the day after your payday and let your account do the rest. If you want to learn how to become frugal, knowing how to create precautionary savings is essential. You absolutely must have one in your assets in order to protect yourself financially. 6. Become a minimalist. Let's start by defining the word minimalism. Minimalism is a lifestyle of having only necessary items. This avoids being cluttered with unnecessary equipment and allows you to focus on what is essential. Time, space, family, and leisure will be the elements that will take the place of these objects. To do this, you can take good habits and start cleaning up your life. Sell items that you haven't used for several months. Keep that which is necessary. Favor the purchase of multifunctional objects. Donate clothes that no longer fit you. Favor experimental gifts, travel, quad bike ride, escape games for your spouse. Minimize children toys and don't deprive them of them either. 7, and here's a controversial one. buy the expensive object. Yes, you read it right. Let me explain. In fact, buying more expensive means a lot of things. Buy for a good time. Just because it's on sale doesn't mean you need to buy it. If you're tempted to walk away with a product that catches your eye, skip your turn and come back the next day. If the promo ends tonight, pass your turn anyway. In 90% of cases, you won't need the product in question. Better to buy more and need it than to buy on sale and let it sleep in a drawer. Buy quality. Buying quality will most of the time allow you to have higher performance. If your goal is to save time, space, or spend less energy, paying a little more for better quality is totally justified. However, avoid paying more for the same quality, obviously. 8. Do it yourself. We Americans call it DIY, and what is certain is that it is very economical. I've heard the saying, you are never better served than by yourself, and it's not false most of the time. If you have natural resources, vegetable garden, chicken coops, etc., then use them. This represents a great opportunity for you to reduce your finances. Remember that the majority of things you buy can also be created by you. You want to eat good food, fast food in front of TV, then make fries and a good homemade burger. In addition, it's very likely that yours is less caloric and you won't gain as much weight. Besides cooking, there are plenty of things you can do on your own. Do you have a particular talent? Sewing, mechanics, electricity, painting? There are many things you can do yourself, so don't hesitate to learn how to use your hands. Perhaps over time, you will develop a passion for a manual activity. Like in my case, you will want to share it. 9. Buy in bulk. Bulk purchases of food and home items are one of the most popular thrifty tactics, and for a reason. Purchasing huge amounts of a certain item, such as diapers in bulk, may save you a significant amount of money, as virtually always less expensive per unit. This is a significant benefit of purchasing products in bulk. When you buy anything in bulk, you nearly always save money each time you use it. This may seem like a minor difference per usage, perhaps a few cents, but if you use them regularly, those pennies quickly add up. If you save 10 cents on something you use every day, you'll save $36.50 every year. It allows for bulk meal preparation at a minimal cost if you want to prepare meals ahead of time. Bulk buying makes the process much easier and less expensive. Purchasing large quantities of pasta sauce, pasta, and ricotta cheese, for example, makes preparing many pans of lasagna easier and more cost effective. Purchasing in bulk also reduces the number of journeys to the store. Bulk purchases not only mean fewer emergency journeys to the shop, but they can also mean fewer trips overall. With enough goods on hand, it's simpler to space out shop visits, resulting in less opportunities to spend money on impulsive purchases, like less gasoline and mileage spent driving. Plus, it's great for everyone and the environment. We're trying to save nowadays. Simply put, less packing results in less trash. You don't have to buy new bottles when you can refill your existing one, which saves a lot of trash. Not to mention that buying in bulk minimizes the quality of materials needed in the first place, lowering the energy footprint of the package. 10. Start budgeting. Having a budget and sticking to it is critical to your financial success. Budgeting is a necessary part of the puzzle, even if it isn't always enjoyable. You may prioritize what matters and ruthlessly cut out what doesn't within your budget. It's important to remember that occasionally spending on things you enjoy is perfectly acceptable. Just make sure you put the money aside for these purchases ahead of time. If you wish to go on a certain vacation with your pals, get a great purse or a pair of shoes and start saving money for it. Note that living frugally is above all a lifestyle. It's not about living in poverty, but rather being satisfied with what is necessary without trivialities. These habits don't come together overnight, but once you've adopted a minimalistic lifestyle, you'll find that ultimately you need little to be happy and fulfilled. This wraps up today's video. I hope it will help improve your lifestyle. Let me know in the comments below which of the 10 tips you weren't paying attention to, and also what's the best life-changing advice you've ever received. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, sub button, bell button, because we will be back next time. Have a great day. Take care of your pockets and loved ones, and I'll see you in